Got beat by a good team today. Played better than us.
Questions for Mikhail or Paris? So right here. Jim, thank you.
Mikhail, it seemed early on you had two pretty good looks inside the lane and then rim, could finish them. Did that get you a little bit frustrated and maybe knock you off your game a little bit?
I was just thinking about it too much. It didn't knock me off my game. I think I just missed them. Nothing you can do about it. That's just how it goes sometimes. And you miss some shots, you make some shots.
Paris, right before the second half, I saw you kind of gathered a team together near the free throw line. What were you kind of saying at that point?
Just keep fighting. We good. I'm tripping. My bad. Just keep fighting. We good. Don't play the score. And just take it one possession at a time.
Paris, like Coach said, a lot of it was maybe your guys shooting, but a lot of it was their defense too. Could you just talk about what they kind of did on defensively to kind of handcuff you guys a little bit?
Credit their defense. They put different guys on certain guys, lengthy and quick guys on some of our wing guys, and they kind of messed with us, but at the end of the day, we just didn't make shots.
On the aisle, thank you.
Paris, what does it mean to be an Illinois basketball player, be it from high school into where you are now?
It means a lot. I just want to represent where I'm from the right way, and I think I did a pretty good job of that throughout my career.
Back to Jim.
Mikhail, obviously, a couple technicals at the end of the game for you guys. Was that just basically frustration there?
Yeah, it was pretty much just frustration with the game and just how things were going. It was just pretty frustrating.
Back to the center, then we'll come back to Jim.
This is a question for both of you. Paris first. What would it mean to go dancing? I mean, you guys are on the cusp of playing in this tournament. What would it mean to go and play in this tournament?
It'll mean a lot to me. I always dreamed about playing in the NCAA tournament. I always watched great players playing in it, and it'd be a blessing to be in the tournament as of right now.
It'd be great. Like Paris said, I've always dreamt about it. I've always watched it on TV when I was a little kid growing up. It'd mean a lot to us and also myself. So,
Left-hand side, gentlemen.
Do either of you guys feel like this game left an impression either way about your tournament chances?
Paris, please.
I'm not sure.
no, I'm not sure either.
Second row, then back to Jim.
Coach, being so close.
No. Just for the student athletes right now. Hold that question. It's okay. Back to Jim.
Paris, you talk about the team's defense. It seemed like Frankamp was able to kind of get off pretty early, and that maybe set the tone for them a little bit.
We was on the scouting report. We had to extend on him because he could shoot the ball pretty deep. I just feel like we had a couple breakdowns. There was a couple rebounds that we didn't get, and that led to second chance points. And a couple of his threes was kind of off tip out rebounds. So.
Anything else for the student athletes of Illinois State? All right, gentlemen, thank you very much. Congratulations on your tournament. We'll see you in the next tournament. We're going to stay here with Coach Dan Muller for a while longer. First question's coming in that second row.
Coach, when you think of the NCAA tournament and this performance, how difficult is it for you to accept that this might be the last impression you gave them, considering how good your team has been?
Well, we can't control that right now. Obviously, it's past us. We didn't play well. Certainly, like I said, Wichita State had a lot to do with that. The foul trouble early really debilitated us. Our rotations were a little messed up. we had a couple guys had tough days. So, you know what, if they go based on one game they saw, probably don't watch as many games of ours as they watch other teams. But hopefully they'll look at the full body of work we have, and obviously we want to be in.
On the aisle.
Coach, you went to ISU, and now you're coaching for ISU. No team from Illinois has been in the tournament in 4 years. This arguably was the biggest college basketball game in the state over the last 4 years. If you guys are able to go dancing, what would that say about the program and where it's at and where it can possibly go?
Well, Northwestern will be in, so that'll be one team from Illinois, so we're very happy for them. You know, clearly we want it. It's been a while, and I want it for our players. I want it for the program. I want it for the fans, but I want it for our players more than anything. It's not even a close second. So we can't control anything the next 7 days. We know we're going to play together again. We know that. But like I said, we're just going to hope we get our name called on Sunday. I think we should be in. I think we're good enough, but it's out of our control at this point.
We have 4 questions up, 5 questions now. Go ahead, please.
Coach, you mentioned the fouls, but they shot 31 free throws in the second half, and they even had 9 in a row to turn a 9-point deficit into a 18-point deficit.
Right.
Would you mind just touching on, I guess, their aggressiveness drawing the fouls?
Yeah, they're really physical, and you know when we had, I think our foul trouble almost made us foul more, if that makes sense, because we were a little bit out of position. We lost our composure some in that stretch, but a lot of it's them. They have 5 guys on the court at all times that are threats, and it's hard to guard. As physical as their bigs are, as deep as their two guys can shoot it. But clearly fouling killed us. Not only the foul trouble, but the free throw line. I mean, our defensive field goal percentage is solid. Our numbers are okay, except the foul line and Fran Camp got loose on us, and then our offense was no good. So we lost a little bit of discipline, maybe a couple tough calls, but in the end, Wichita State's the main reason for that.
Maurice, go.
Thank you, Joe D. Coach, you mentioned about I thought there was 2 very critical fouls early on with Fane that kind of messed up your rotation a little bit. Can you elaborate on that? You talked about that with your post players. Did that cause you to play? You couldn't get into your defensive flow like you usually do?
Without a doubt. Phil plays 14 minutes and fouls out. You know, we got 3 guys that foul out. Dowdle was in foul trouble all night. And so when you're in foul trouble and you play against a team that's so physical, it makes it very difficult. It just does. Again, how different would it have been, I don't know. But I know the foul trouble and our inability to make some shots that if you're going to beat a really good team, you have to play really well. And when you have to play really well, you have to make shots, even some tough ones. But we just didn't do those things today. We really didn't, but I couldn't be more proud of this group. I love them to death. Again, just a bad day to have a bad day.
Dan, I know you've been reflecting on Paris's career, especially recently with his award and everything. But did he kind of show that warrior side of him today, and the impact he's left on the program?
Without a doubt, he did. He had the fight in him, and other guys did, but not like him today. You know, it could have got away from us in the first half. He brought us back. Now, he only brought us back to 3 or 5, and then they stretched it again. But without his play, his competitiveness, I don't know where we would have been tonight. At times felt like he had to do too much on his own. And we kind of got back in the, hey, let's see if Paris can make a play mindset. But their length is really good, man. I mean, they're long at every position but one, and they make it hard on you. And when you're not making shots, the team's going to win some games. They're not done winning.
We have 5 minutes to go in this session. We have 3 questions up. Go, please.
Coach, they lose 2 guys to the NBA. How different do they play without those guys? And is it just a matter of plug and play now for those guys, the way they
Right.
play?
Well, I wouldn't say plug and play. Depends on their players. They've been, and I use this in a good way, they've been stockpiling talent for years. We knew they had guys waiting in the wings that were going to step in. Now, how good are they going to be? You don't know till they play, but they've been recruiting at a high level. really ever since their Final Four run or before that. They run a lot of the same stuff. Clearly, this is their best offensive team they've had. Might be their best defensive team. I said it the other day. This might be the best team they've had. And I mean, the 38-0 team, it's hard to beat, or whatever they were, 35-0. But as these guys have grown and they don't have one senior, I mean, they're really, really, really good.
Dan, what do you do the next week to kind of prepare these guys, hoping for the best, but preparing for the worst, which would be not making the tournament? And
yeah, we'll give them some days off. I'll call some people and get some suggestions. We haven't been in this situation yet. I wasn't in this situation as a player. And so I've got to make sure we manage their bodies a little bit, of course, time off, but also stay sharp so we can prepare. Like I said, we're going to play. We're going to play not this week, but next week. We know that. And we've got to stay sharp. We'll have to develop some new goals. We figure out what we're in. And this will be hard for these guys to get over, though. I will say that. But I think I know there will be hope, but we also know it's out of our hands.
Coach, you were clearly frustrated on multiple calls. Can you just touch on how you tried to keep your team going even though some of the calls weren't going your way?
Yeah, I mean, that's an experienced, big-time officiating crew. You know, they do a great job. It was frustrating, and yet it just affected the game. I just knew how critical those fouls were going to be with our bigs. I knew that, and it showed in our play. It showed in our mindset. It showed in our confidence. If you get your bigs in foul trouble against this team and you don't have the depth of the big, you're in trouble. And not to say we couldn't have snapped out of it and recovered, but we didn't.
Bob?
Dan, I just got in. Sorry if you've been asked this. What's the biggest difference between this Wichita State team that you've played the last couple times and the one that you beat pretty handily in January?
Yeah, we played really well that day. We made shots, number one. So I would say some of it was our play. But the second part is two things. There are two guards the last 12 games, whatever, shooting like 60% from three. Coming in, they're probably shooting around high 30s. Second thing is they're much better defensively. They've improved defensively. It shows on paper. But they're just more sound. They're better defensively.
Coach, as a state, Illinois and the Chicagoland area is third most when it comes to producing NBA talent, and keeping a guy like Paris Lee in the state at this institution was crucial to what you guys were able to do this year. How can you do that and replicate that going forward with keeping guys from the IHSA?
Well, we love to recruit Illinois kids, but we'll go anywhere to find the right players. We're glad Parrish came to play for us. He's had an unbelievable career to this point. He'll continue to. And I've said it many times, he's going to go down as one of the best players in Illinois State history.
Final question for the head coach right here.
Yeah, Dan, you missed some shots inside early. Did you think that was kind of a carryover effect there?
I don't know about carryover, now possibly, but I know that you have to make those to win against a really good team. I mean, it wasn't just the threes, as you said. Paris missed a couple shots at the rim. Mikhail missed a couple shots at the rim. Deontay missed his patented shot. So you have to play well to beat a really good team. We're really good, but we didn't play well today. And you have to make those shots.
Thank you, Dan.
Thank you very much, guys.
Best of luck.
Thank you.